at 6 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and get started and get into the agenda. I want to thank everybody for coming. It's been a while, and I didn't know if I should start the evening with introductions, but I think from the looks of everything, everybody kind of still remembers everyone. So we'll go ahead and jump right on into the agenda. I want to welcome everybody to this regular scheduled Planning and Zoning Commission meeting on February 3rd, 2025. The first consideration of planning and zoning minutes from the meeting held on October 7th, 2024. I would entertain a motion to accept.
Accept.
Second.
Waive the reading.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Thank you. Next is public comment. I don't think we have anybody, unless Sam or Ray wants to speak. Okay. Next on the agenda would be the revision of the 2030 Summersville Comprehensive Plan to include the Nicholas County Airport Authority. This was brought to me a few weeks back by Councilman Chuck Shaw, who is on that Airport Authority Commission, and he wanted to make sure that somehow, some way we could revise the comprehensive plan to include the airport. And they have done so many nice things out there. This group, maybe not every single person, but we did take a field trip and went to the airport and toured the facilities, and I was really struck by just how much they had out there and everything that they've accomplished out there. So my kudos to that commission and that board. They've done a terrific job. I think that Commissioner Craig Chapman, you serve on that too, correct?
I do.
Okay, so I just want to thank you and your commission for all that you've done for that airport. It's phenomenal. I mean, it really is. I hadn't been out there since the new hangar was put out there, and it was nice to see how many planes were utilizing that. And I am going to share one story. The night that we were out there, there was a couple from Morgantown that had flown in, and they flew in, they parked their plane, they got out and they walked the Long Point Trail. So it was like a date night, I guess, and they say that happens quite often with planes of that nature. So, you know, they come back to get on their plane, they fly back to Morgantown. So it was a lot of fun to see that happening right then. So they were already there when I got there, but I did get to see them take off and fly back home. So that was pretty cool. So, you know, when I look at, and I've collected a few things, I thought it was important to make sure. You'll see the one printout that I have here gives some statistics or facts on the airport. You know, it describes it as the tourism region is Mountain Lakes. Ownership says public. And of course, I want to make sure that everybody knows that is ran by the Airport Authority, and it's made up of a board of several folks on that. How many's on that commission? Is it 5 or 6? 7. Okay. It does give the classifications. Some of this is very detailed, and I know Craig, who is a pilot now, can probably answer any questions that you may have on that. I know general aviation facility is what it's classified as. I believe it's a G, they call it GA. Don't want to get into some of those acronyms, but they're out there. And I think it's important to go ahead and just, I didn't tell Craig I was going to put him on the spot, but I think it's important to just, if he could, give us a little update as to just in the past 3 or 4 years. I know the jet fuels and the hangars and things like that, just some of the improvements that's been made out there that's really making a difference.
Well, the big thing is you got both fuels. You got 100 low lead, which is your general aviation fuel. Then you got your Jet A fuel. Mm-hmm. We're averaging selling close to 1,000 gallons, probably on average a month of aviation fuel. Then the Jet A fuel, it's been up there 1,200-1,300 gallons because there's a helicopter that works there every day almost. We have 3 planes in the one public hangar, we have a helicopter and another plane in the other. Then we have 8 planes over in the T hangars. The county put a lot of money into it, you know, when we got some of our federal funds. City has too, I mean, the city,
Sure.
but we've upgraded some things inside the FBO. We've hired a manager out there all the time, he's on the county payroll. We've cut a lot of overgrowth of trees around there. We brought we brought CRW in for probably a year and a half or so, who guided us through a lot of things.
Okay.
And so we can still pick up the phone and get guidance from them. But I don't know, a lot of people don't know this, but the reason CRW is a regional airport was because back in the 60s, Nicholas County joined the CRW board to
Okay.
become a regional airport.
Okay.
We are working with Fayette County. Fayette County Commission has put some money into it, and so we're working with them because a lot of the stuff coming in there, a lot of the planes are going to Fayetteville. I mean, they're going there to eat, they're going there to walk, they're going there to trails. So we've finally been working almost 5 years to get a lease completed with Corps of Engineers. Come down to 7 words, and
Wow.
we finally completed that Thursday of last week.
Good.
So
It's been a long time coming.
that entitles us to FAA funds that we lost, probably close to $400,000. We lost to upgrade stuff in this airport.
What's that get per year, like about 150?
About 150
Yeah.
is what we lost. So now we're going to try to get some. The CMI2 people, they want to use this airport more. So you'll see their presence more so. The big thing is, like you said, the general aviation. It's, you know, it went from no planes to
Yeah.
12, 13 planes.
Yeah. It's awesome.
We got a flight school going on there now. There's a guy from Fayetteville, owns his own airport. It was passed down through the family to him, but he teaches basically out of Somersville, and so he's got a few students. We made him a little classroom in there, and so it's becoming the Corps laughed at us when we put the money into it and said that we were stupid to do it, but we took that as hold my beer, we're coming, you know.
Well, it's amazing. You guys have done a tremendous job, and it's very exciting. I did write, I just jotted down a few words that kind of caught my eye, and basically it was, I said Somersville Airport is a general aviation facility operated by the Nicholas County Airport Authority. During the past several years, it has experienced significant growth in both the number of GA operations and facility upgrades. Although it does not handle commercial flights, the airport plays a role in the city, county, and surrounding areas' economic development that has considerable potential for growth. Somersville Airport serves as an important asset for attracting new businesses to the area. With the airport located next to the beautiful Somersville Lake, it is easy to see the potential tourism growth the airport brings to the area. It is located only minutes from, and I thought this was huge, the Somersville Lake, the Somersville State Park, the Wild Ridge Young Life, and the New River Gorge National Park. I think all of those are big players with that airport. Somersville Airport will continue to have a positive impact on tourism in and around the Somersville area. I don't think that we need to put, a huge article in the comprehensive plan, but I do feel it's important that that we put something in that comprehensive plan that not only promotes but supports in the future that airport. And I think that is, as I speak to some of the folks on that commission, and I know Councilman Shaw, that's really what they wanted. They wanted to make sure that, we had in our plan to support that facility. And I felt it was just as important, and I know I've had conversations with some of the others here, and I think everybody supports that airport. So, that's, you know, the importance of this meeting, to make sure that we get something and we, you know, amend or we correct ourselves in here. And we knew something, like, I'm surprised something else hasn't popped up. This was a long project, wasn't it, Tim? And I know Brandon and I have spoken about that. We knew that something would pop up that was missed or forgot. Definitely wasn't done intentionally by no means, but certainly I'm glad it was brought to our attention and we're able to correct it. So, moving forward, I'll let everybody else, you know, add a few words if you'd like, but we need to somehow put it into this comprehensive plan and amend that. And I'm certain that it'll come as a movement from this committee, but also it'll go to the city council for their approval to go into this. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share? I don't know, Sherry, you brought a book with you. You have a few
Would you like to
things
read
in
your
there.
book?
That's She's one of the most prepared people. I love it. But there may be some things there that you wanted to add, or
I just went through and was looking at the airport. I wasn't sure whether it was, we were going to be adding anything or just saying, yes, we need to, let someone else do the actual process. So I was just looking at a few things and print off a few things and.
okay,
Okay.
good.
It wasn't that hard to, I guess, omit, and that innocently.
Yes.
And that it's not located in the
Correct.
city limits.
Right.
And it's not a city run authority, so it was easy enough
Right.
to not include. But I think we should include it because we've supported it in the past. It's important to us. And I think it needs to be in there.
I do too.
Especially if we continue to support it, which I think everybody's in agreement to do that.
I do too. Of course, you hear a lot of people say, I wish we had some industry here. Well, if you were to get industry, that airport would become a real player.
Jim probably tell you, when Timmy, I mean, when the coal companies were hot
Oh,
around here,
wow.
that tarmac was full out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Well, and one thing too is, you know, you've got a thing in here that talks about commercial flights.
Mhm.
It doesn't do commercial passenger flights, but Albatross comes in here regularly and picks people up and
Oh,
takes them places, so it's,
semi then,
well, but what is the term
Charter.
called? Charter.
like
Yeah.
a charter.
Yeah, we can run charter services out there.
Good.
I think it's quite important to include that in there.
Okay.
Yeah, if we just had a bigger runway, it'd probably make a huge difference. If you had another 1,000 feet on that runway, you'd start seeing some jets come in there.
What is the length of the runway?
3,015 feet, 3,000.
It's in incredible shape. I didn't think it was in as good a shape as it, when I went out there, I was like, wow, this is.
And there's some things like, when we start that F8 money, we wanna repaint the runway markers and, you know, some things like that. And, so, we're upgrading the hangars as we can. We changed the lighting in the 2 public hangars. And, they're all LED lit now, fixed all the roof leaks. If we could get a couple more helicopter companies, which has been talking to us, that makes a big difference right there. The revenue stream has increased dramatically.
That fuel, it's big.
And the thing of it is, when you look on the ForeFlight, which most people fly by now, you actually you hit one button and it tells you the prices of all the fuel around you. And if it's red, you don't want to stop there. If it's yellow or orange, stop if you need fuel. But if it's green, that's good pricing. So we try to keep ours in the green all the time. And you'll just have people pop in there. We're on a cross country from California. We stopped in here to get fuel.
Wow,
So it makes a big difference.
it does. Awesome. So as I look at the comprehensive plan, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it. It looks like there's a couple of areas that you may be able to enter it into. I still kind of think that the Element 9, the economic development piece, may be one of the better ones, but you know, there's a few things in there. Some of the contents in the comprehensive plan is, conservation. It wouldn't fall under agriculture, institutional, residential, commercial, employment, growth management. Those, I really feel that, that economic piece is the one that I would enter
Is there transportation?
statement. There is a transportation, it's called transportation and circulation, and it's more geared toward inside the city with the MTA and the streets and the signage. Certainly, that could be a spot we can put it.
Could you list it under more than one?
Yeah, I think you could. I mean, I think you could. It does kind of fall under both of those. There would be no reason why not to do that. And I'm open to any of those suggestions. What do you think it should read?
Brings it back to bad memories.
Yeah, well, when I look at these last two statements that I said, the airport serves as an important asset for attracting new business to the area. I think that's big. With the airport located next to the lake, it is easy to see the potential tourism growth. The airport, I think somehow we need to let it known that it is located only minutes from the lake, the state park, Wildwood Young Life, and the New River Gorge National Park. All of those areas are going to be highly marketed, especially over the next 5 years. And it would be nice to tag that along. If for no other reason, Google search will pick up on some of that stuff. And when they start hitting Wild Ridge and when they start hitting the state park, that airport's going to, have a presence in that Google search, and it should start popping up. So from a marketing standpoint, it would certainly help, to have some of those names listed in there.
Hey, Gary.
Yes.
I'm not sure with that working really well in both transportation and economic growth, would it be possible to mention something in both of those categories about the airport? Whether we mention something about transportation and having a local airport, but then also the benefits of economic growth with the airport in that section, could we do something in both like that?
Yeah, I agree. Craig actually brought that up. He thought it could be used in both, so I would agree with that. It's a good point.
I think it might be something we could put in both of those categories to, maybe push the airport even more, just having it mentioned a couple different times.
I agree. What do you feel, Craig?
I think you're good here,
Would
except
like
what
to.
I would probably, in this one, your second paragraph, it does not handle, I would put large commercial flights.
Okay.
And then I would work a way in there to put in about the charter. It does accommodate charter flights, charter operations or something like that.
You could say, although it does not handle large commercial flights, however, charter flights are available,
Yeah,
something of that nature.
works well with charter flight.
Yeah.
I mean, any kind of prop plane. The King Airs come in and out there a lot. You just don't have any jets that come in.
Okay. And what I have written here is it was not necessarily to be a statement I just put some facts out there. I thought that, we could take pieces of that and maybe incorporate it into the comprehensive plan.
And you might even put something in there about a local flight school.
Okay.
And some, people like the smaller airports like this, when you get into, Lewisburg is getting pretty big now. You know, with their commercial flights, plus they just got Marshall going in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Governor lands there every day.
Yes, he does. He has to coach, right? He's coaching.
Is it Senator Allen?
Yo, Senator.
Oh, yes, Senator. Anything else? How long do you think this should be, everybody? You think it should be a short statement? Do you want it lengthier?
You don't want it too long.
I don't think so.
Bored with it.
Yeah. I think so. Try to squeeze it into, say, a paragraph.
Is there any pictures you're gonna put in with it, or you?
Yeah, I think you should put, we should enter a map, a picture of it on a map. That's always positive in comprehensive plans is mapping, so they can see that. So yeah, we'll enter
You
it.
probably should do the runway, I mean, this is the picture of the runway, but you can also do the runway layout,
Mhm.
you know, is what a lot of people look for.
If you guys, if your commissioner group has any good photos that you would like to see in there, let me know. What I will do is I will take the information I've received this evening, put something down, and we'll send it out to you all for
So here's
for your editing. Let you edit and tell me what you would like. Yeah, that would be terrific. Yeah, I agree.
Because that's what's on 4Flight. So when you pull up 4Flight SXL, that's what you get.
So it'll be consistent.
Yeah, and it gives you all the information. When you do the information, it gives you everything, your frequencies, everything.
Okay.
And then when you pull it up on a map, of course, it gives you frequencies and everything.
Amazing. Okay. Anything else from anybody?
Do we have to vote on it?
What's that?
We need to vote on it?
Well, I think what I should do is probably bring you back something and then let you vote on it at that point, and then we'll send it to council and let them vote and put it in.
Yeah, once you work with Craig, and,
Okay. We'll put something together.
yeah, I think so,
Okay. Sounds good.
send it around.
Is there anything else? We're now looking for agenda items moving forward. Okay, so I'd like everybody to begin thinking on that, what they would like to work on. I would challenge to look at the ordinances, see if there's anything in the ordinances that you feel you would like to see worked on a little bit. We've done a pretty good job of correcting some issues in there, so please, but there's a lot of ordinance in there. There's a lot of ordinances. I mean, you could sit there for hours looking at those things. Anything else? Sherry, you're writing a new book.
I like to take things,
Okay, good, fantastic.
it's my business.
That's awesome. Okay. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, first, second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You too.